I'm gonna try to make him an appointment.
You said, someone's gonna try to make up
Are they a
stuff.
free appointment or not?
Busted, and then they'll pay 2,500.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our final cooking. Let's get cooking for the end of the year.
We made it through 2025.
And we had a couple bobbles along the way.
We did have some clerical errors.
And and then today, if you've noticed, we don't have crust.
We don't have store-made pot pie crust.
Right.
So what we blasted out to you is a pot pie crust recipe. Super simple, super easy ingredients. Everybody has them. Flour, salt, sugar, butter, ice cold water. The trick to nice buttery flaky crust is cold butter and ice cold water.
So do you want to all check your email just to see, or if anybody checked to see if it was there? And maybe repeat slowly what they need to go grab if they don't have their computer up.
So mise en place is very, very important, especially for tonight, due to our clerical error. But first things first, you want to make sure your oven's on.
Okay.
Another one is everyone got their turkey breasts. It's not leftover turkey because we felt like if we gave you leftover turkey, it would have been from last year, and that's not the way we roll. So we got you a nice turkey breast. It is oven ready. You can throw it in the oven right now with the bag. I'm going to recommend to thaw it in the microwave because we are going to make the lazy man's version of pot pie today.
Which is actually kind of good because we might be really tired of cooking after Thanksgiving. So
after Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure you guys are like me and I don't want nothing to do with the kitchen. But I got all this turkey, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do with it, right? Yeah, and fast. So what we're going to do is if you take a glance at your emails for those who got baskets of ingredients, you're going to need, or you can just write it down right now, you're going to need 2.5 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. You're going to need a pinch of salt, a pinch of sugar. And you're going to need, oh man, it was 2 sticks of butter, so cold butter, cut up into little tiny cubes. And then you're going to, so that 1 cup of butter is what it was, because it was 2 sticks equivalent to it. And then you're going to need 6 to 8 tablespoons of ice cold water. So get some ice in a cup, pour some water in it, let it chill. Grab your flour, nice large bowl. Gonna get your ingredients, just your salt, sugar, and flour ready. Before you start that, make sure that your turkey is not frozen. If it is frozen, put it in a microwave safe bowl, pop it in the microwave, and start to thaw it out. Because we've got raw turkeys, it takes 3 hours to cook that breast. We don't have that time tonight, so we're going to speed you through it. It's all going to be the same process, except instead of using leftover turkey, we're going to use fresh turkey. But the concept's all the same.
Okay.
Get your turkey thawing, get your oven turned on, grab your mise en place for your pie crust, and then we're going to get rolling. And just like that.
Okay. Well, you know what? It's a little surprise on our November cooking show. So let's just get started.
Yeah. And again, once you get your pie crust, just let it chill. It's going to sit in the refrigerator and do its thing. That is a pretty fast process.
So how do you mix it all? What do you mix it with? If I'm going to make pie crust, because I don't really make it myself.
You're going to need a bowl.
Okay.
You're going to need a fork.
Okay. So you take the ingredients.
You're going to put all your dry ingredients. You're going to put your flour, your salt, your sugar in here. Whisk it up with my fork. Then you're going to take cold butter. You're going to want to cut your butter into little cubes like this. So that way when you mash it in, all you're going to do is continue to mash it down. So it's almost like we're making streusel. By a show of hands, who hasn't made pie crust out there so far in their lifetime? Well, I'm out.
Yeah. Okay, so
I just made pie crust, so I've made it.
So
all you're gonna do
Smash it.
You're gonna put your dry ingredients in, mix around, you're gonna add your butter, and you're gonna keep smashing it till it's like a flaky consistency, okay? Then you're gonna add a tablespoon of ice cold water at a time until you get to a dough texture. So you see just like dough, right? Pie crust.
Okay.
So super simple ingredients. You wanna keep it cold and covered. It's not gonna elevate or anything, but we don't want that butter to warm
Okay.
because we want it to bake cold. If it starts to warm, then it'll create layers in there and the butter will seep out as we're baking it instead of staying emulsified.
Perfect. So if you have 2 people in the kitchen tonight, one person can start with the crust and start making that.
Put your sous chefs to work
Exactly.
and have them start making the crust.
And then you can work on the other part.
Yep.
All right, we apologize for the inconvenience. We're gonna catch you back up. The minute this is ready, put it back in the refrigerator.
Yes. If
Can we
you don't
start
want
back?
crust, don't make the crust. It's okay. Some people are on a diet before Christmas. Are they? Or
There.
it's usually after.
Well,
Either way, right? Some people are on a diet. So if you want to do the crust, if you want to do biscuits, if you want to make biscuits really fast, it's another fast one. It's simple. So basically what we're going to do is make the filling for the pot pie.
Mhm.
We'll bake the crust separately or biscuit if you like. You can do it with cornbread muffins also. And then we're just going to put it into a bowl with the crust with it like that. So again, the lazy man's pot pie due to our quick version today.
Interesting. One time I had a recipe where I would make the inside, which was the same as the pot pie, but I would put the like the Pillsbury rolls on the top of it.
Yep.
And then I would bake the whole thing in the oven with that on top.
Easy
That's
money
the
right
easier
there.
way.
Easy money.
So
right there.
if you do have some sort of biscuits to put on, you can do
Kitchen
it that
hack.
way.
If you got some Pillsbury biscuits in your refrigerator, this is
So
the
you put
route
them right
to
on
go.
top.
This is the
And then
route
you can
to
cook
go.
it that way. So I know we've done it that way before, only because it's fast.
It is. It's
So-
pretty quick. It's pretty easy too.
That's
Right?
a good way to try it.
Okay. So while your sous chef's making your pie crust, you're gonna want to dice down your mirepoix. Mirepoix consists of carrots, celery, and onion. Mirepoix is the basis of majority of soups.
Okay.
Stock, all stocks, not all stocks. All beef and chicken stock start with mirepoix, carrot, celery, onion. There's a specific ratio, 50% celery, 25% onion, or 50% onion, 25% carrots, 25% celery. That is a ratio of mirepoix. If you don't want any of that in your pot pie, you don't have to put it in there. It's that simple, right? So pretty easy. So I have a nice small dice because I'm thinking about what we're making, right? If we're making pot pie, I'm not gonna want big, large chunks like a stew.
Right.
If you're gonna go the stew route with tonight's ingredients, you could do that. But for our sake, we're gonna keep them nice and small. So what I got is a pan here, something that's got some high walls to it because we're gonna be making a good amount, right? So we wanna get this guy going. Get some butter in there. While this is going down. So one thing I did for our condensed version today is I went ahead and started to braise our turkey breast. So this comes ready. It's in a cook safe bag. So we got it going. So it's already starting to do its thing, just so we can speed up the process a little bit. We are going to have to cut this up and dice it to add it to our filling so that way it can cook. Two things. I'm speeding the process for the whole project today, but also I'm creating more turkey broth, right? So we're getting some more flavor out of that as well.
And if people were trying to thaw that in the microwave, when do they put it in their oven?
So we won't do the oven process. I'll show you what we're gonna do. I only put it in the oven earlier so it speeds up our process.
Okay.
Yes. So that's melted. We got some mirepoix going in. This is gonna saute. It doesn't have to be too high, but we are gonna wanna make sure that we're looking for the translucent of the carrots And we're looking for the translucent of the onions and the carrots to be a little bit soft. We don't want them to be mush soft, but we do want them to be soft so that way we're not crunching into it when it's all done. While that's going, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our baguette for our appetizer today, and we're gonna slice it on the diagonal. If those who you don't necessarily have to slice it on the diagonal, you can go straight. The reason I do slice it on the diagonal is because then you get a little bit better of a crostini, right? You can go straight down. It all depends on what you're looking. This looks a little fancier, so I go with the diagonal. But what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna brush both sides with oil. Because we are gonna need to pop this into the oven and crisp these up a little bit. So I got some extra virgin olive oil. And we're just gonna do a nice light little brush here. So this oil is just gonna help crisp up the bread a little bit. I know it's gonna be a little fast and furious today, especially with our pie crust curveball,
But hopefully
You'll-
the sous chef is working on that one.
you'll see how it'll come together a little bit easier in the end. Because we're not gonna have to fill the pie crust and then continue to bake it.
Right.
Once we finish the filling, we'll bake the crust, boom, then you're done. So you don't have to cook it for another hour in the oven. So that's the bonus to it.
And after Thanksgiving, I think people want a break. They want a cooking break.
They do, but they don't know what always to do with all their turkey, right?
Exactly. Well, you want to do something different because you can make sandwiches or, you know.
I'm not opposed to the sandwich. I love the turkey sandwich, don't get me wrong, but yeah, something a little more different, right? This is a little easier.
Especially
way.
it's warm, it's a little
Get chill
chilly and
outside,
rainy,
yeah.
rainy. Kind of nice to have.
Especially this week,
Oh,
right? All right, so these guys. Gonna go in. This is gonna go in for just a couple minutes. That's looking good there, Beth. Sauteing up.
Chef,
Yes.
so Alex says, I joined a few minutes late, and chefs say that you can make biscuits with the turkey pot pie crust recipe you added to the link.
No, you can use biscuits in place of the pot pie crust. In order to make biscuits, it's a whole different recipe. Ours is just a quick pie crust recipe, so it's quick and fast to have a little bit of flaky pie crust for our turkey filling that we have in it. You recommended popping open a Pillsbury, make your filling, put your biscuits right on top, pop it in the oven, bake it till your biscuits are done. Golden, right
And
there.
that's perfect.
Yep.
That's how I used to make it when my son was little.
This is another way you can do it too, is you can keep our filling liquid a little bit loose, so it's not as tight as we're gonna want it to be for our pot pie recipe. And you can take your raw biscuit dough and cut them up into little square or little circles and drop them in and cook them in there, and then you have turkey and dumplings. So this recipe right here is so versatile to what you can do, and all depending on what you're looking for. So,
Interesting. I like that you can mix it up a little bit depending on your preference.
yeah, it makes it's again so versatile, right? If you don't like one thing or you don't like the other thing, no worries. Take a look at these guys. So these guys were looking not to get super crisp, but just a little crisp on the top. They're still a little spongy, so I want them to go a little more than that. All right. So that's working. Those onions are getting translucent nicely. Got some peas here. Those depends on your ratio, what you're looking for. I think we got a pretty good ratio there.
I love that you can just pop them out of the freezer.
Just pop them in. We're good to go.
Wow.
A little bit of corn
And same with the corn.
right there. Looks pretty
That
good
certainly
there.
makes it faster and easier.
Absolutely. And I prefer using frozen vegetables over canned vegetables because of the sodium
Salt.
content. Yeah, absolutely. And these are just flash frozen. They are fresh vegetables, just flash. They're frozen, so it's not
That's a
anything
good-
worse from them. Yeah.
That's a good point.
A lot of people think about, oh, they're frozen vegetables. Yeah, the integrity is not exactly the same, but all your nutritional value is still there. So that's a big piece to that. If you want to open a can, absolutely you can by all means, but I definitely like to use the frozen veggies. If
And
that's
they
what I had to
actually
do.
last longer. It's great.
Well, and especially for what we're doing, we
Right.
didn't even need a third of the bag for each one of those, right? So now what are we doing with the rest? And that's the other piece to that, right? All right, that's going. We're gonna want to deglaze with a little bit of white wine. Keep all that flavor in there. And then we'd add some butter to make our roux.
Smells good. Smells are all coming together.
Yeah, the aromas, right? So some people will tell you, you gotta pull this out to make your roux, right? But I'm gonna show you, you don't have to, because if we just move all of our veggies to one side, like such, and let all that fat come out, then we'll still have enough room over here to make that roux that we're looking for. We'll go ahead and grab some flour. Smell that. So you want to do a little at a time. There's a texture, consistency that we're looking for with the roux. We want it to be tightened up, but we want it to still be loose enough that when we add our liquid, we don't have any roux balls, because those will stay there and you cannot whisk them out. So we're going to want to cook this roux a little bit, get a little bit of color, but also it helps activate it, which then it becomes a thickening agent, right? The difference between roux and slurry is you use roux for when you're making gravy, gives it that texture, the consistency, and you're going to use slurry, the cornstarch and water method, to thicken sauces, gives you that glaze-like texture. So now that I got this cooked a little bit, we can incorporate all of it in. And you can see it's coating the vegetables, which is okay. Because when we add our broth, you'll start to see it thicken up some. If my chef saw me doing this, he'd fire me or something.
Doing what? Pouring it from a baggie?
No, just mixing it like all in like this. It's
What is the proper method? If you're saying this isn't the
to
right
take the
method.
vegetables out of the pan and make the roux, and then put the turkey stock in there, and then once it starts to tighten up, add all the vegetables back in. But that's the Olive Garden way, and we don't got time for all that.
Does it in fact taste the same?
Yes, because we're cooking the roux. If we were just to add it and then all of a sudden add,
Everything else?
we caramelized some of that flour before we added our liquid. So now we're gonna add some stock. And that's our chicken stock. I'm gonna add some of our turkey stock because that's why we made it. So if you stir this around, you can start to see that it's already forming the texture, right?
Absolutely.
Right, so that slow and steady. Don't leave all that turkey love out, right?
Absolutely. We need all that in there. How are you guys coming along at home?
Is your shoe chef done with that pie crust yet?
We hope so. How is your filling looking?
Henry said it looks so good.
Good. Yours looks good too? This looks good. That's awesome.
Here we
Share
got a
some
nice,
pictures.
nice toast on those guys. Still a little soft still, but crispy. That's what we're looking for.
Is this a little hot or is that good?
It's a little hot, so we'll put it on. We're gonna want it to simmer.
Okay, see the hot.
But we're gonna add our cream now.
Cream always makes everything better.
Richer and delicious.
Yes, richer and
More
more
delicious.
delicious.
So remember, when you're adding heavy cream to anything, it's not gonna thin it out like if you were adding milk or something. Because cream is a thickening agent also. Do a little more. And then let's add a little more of that chicken stock too. Just so it can simmer down and tighten up nicely, because we're gonna want to add our fresh thyme and our rosemary to this now. So that way we can infuse those flavors into there while we're finishing.
Wow. That looks really good.
So see how it's tight, but yet a little bit of looseness, right? That's what we want, because it's going to continue to tighten up a little bit as we're cooking it, right? So the flour, the roux is going to do what it's supposed to do. Really tighten up the liquid.
Looks great.
Okay. Now let's get our thyme in there and our rosemary. So we'll
Perfect.
take a little fresh rosemary.
I love rosemary. I love that.
And it grows wild.
Oh, it's
Just
so
crazy.
grows so well here.
Yeah. We're just gonna put our thyme leaves in with it and chop it all up together. This one I am gonna want to remove the stems on these, so we're just getting the leaves in there. If you get just that little end piece of the leaf in or the stem in there, it's okay because it's soft. It's not this hard stem here. And that end piece will soften up enough in our mix. Nothing like using fresh herbs. Absolutely love it.
It's the best.
Yeah, just the aromatics of it's phenomenal.
I didn't even realize it until we started using more fresh herbs, that there was such a difference.
It's huge, isn't it?
Huge,
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing we use is fresh herbs now, and it's
Even
much better.
just using like fresh parsley and stuff makes a world of difference.
absolutely.
So these guys, I'm gonna just bunch up, but I'm gonna want to try to chop this as small as I possibly can. And more so for the rosemary leaf to break those down a little bit more.
Smells delicious.
Give that a stir for us, Beth.
Absolutely.
How are we looking?
Great.
Ooh.
Smells delicious.
I'm gonna add a little more broth to thin it out some because it's gonna continue to thicken.
Thicken, right.
And we really want to get that rosemary and thyme flavors in. If you have butcher's twine. If you don't, next time you're at the store, purchase some butcher's twine. Because the easiest way is just take those stems, tie them up really quick, and just throw them in, let them do their thing, and then you pull them all out at once. So super simple process of that. Okay, let's let that tighten up. Now,
Anyone have any questions while we're at this stage? Any questions?
I think everyone does have one question.
What is that?
What are we gonna do with this turkey? Right?
All right, let's see.
I started the cooking process, okay? And there's a reason for that, so we can speed it up. Okay. Now, when you're dealing with poultry, you want to make sure that your area is clean, and you want to make sure your area is clean after you deal with raw poultry. That's a big thing. I'm just going to take off some of this turkey fat because we're not going to need it. And it looks, oh, that's cooked pretty good. Not so much. Ooh, look how fast we got in about an hour. I like that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if we let that go, Beth, for another 20 minutes, we would have been done.
Wow.
So what you're going to do is take your turkey breast and you're going to slice it down into bite-sized chunks for what we're doing here. Not too big, not too small though. So I got about 3/4 of an inch there. Then you're going to take it and go julienne cut like this. Get a good dice on it. So is everybody at home in consensus that we're all cutting up raw turkey? Is that what we're doing? Do we get some thumbs up? I guess. What do we got?
I mean, some of it's cooked on the end. But...
Well, we threw ours in the oven and they haven't done it.
Oh, they haven't.
No.
Okay.
So everyone's using raw turkey right now, correct? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have a question.
Julie says, how did you cook the turkey? I was doing 12 different things and just put it in the oven. According to the directions on the package, should I have microwaved it?
In the oven, correct. So I threw ours in the oven to start the cooking process. The instructions were thaw it if it was frozen in the microwave, and now we're gonna cut it up because then we'll brown it in a pan just like you would anything, ground beef or whatever, just to brown it up, and then we can put it into our pot pie filling and it'll finish cooking in there. I just sped the process up by following the directions on the bag so that way we can not have to make pot pie for 3 hours. So that's the sped up process. Did that answer the question?
If everyone's isn't thawed, you need to pop that in the microwave now. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
And thaw it. Okay.
And thawed. So you can cut it.
If you'll grab just a small pan will be fine, Beth. Because I'll show them I have a nice good chunk here of some anything smaller.
Smaller.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Turn that guy on.
All the raw pieces?
Yep.
Lauren said that she cooked her turkey for 2 hours in the bag.
Yep. Then you should be ready to go. Yep.
Sherry says, I missed the beginning, but I presume you can use leftover turkey or rotisserie chicken in the recipe?
Correct.
Yes.
That's what our whole thing is, leftover turkey. Perfect. Okay, so all we're just gonna do is we're just gonna brown this up in the pan. Beth, if you want to stir that around.
Yep, I'm gonna
Your
do
same
that.
spoon will.
Same spoon? Okay. Just basically browning it. Do you put anything in there? Nothing else? No olive oil, anything? Oh,
You can. Let's see how you're working. You're losing a lot of water there.
not really.
So. To really brown it up a little more, we can add some fat. Which will be fine.
I think because ours didn't have as much water left in it. Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you're good. So then just add a little bit of oil, a little bit of fat to the pan. Just that'll help brown it all up.
Voila.
Yeah.
I mean, it just took a really quickly.
It does really quickly, right? So once you just brown the outsides. So you can see we're almost there on that. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Because we're just gonna finish it
All
simmering
right, so
right
we're
now.
done.
Go ahead, dump it right in
Okay.
there. Yeah. Voila.
Okay.
Spoon, please. Yes. Thank you.
So really, you're gonna wanna make sure that you don't have any raw or super raw pieces, or be careful when in your cooking time if you do cook anything.
Yeah, if you're gonna, don't put the raw in here.
Okay.
Because if you do, you're gonna get all this fat inside
Right.
of your filling, and we want to try to keep that out. So, by browning it
Yeah.
helps that process. It's gonna take that fat out of it. All right, so this looks like a really good consistency. I like it to be a little bit wetter, but since we are gonna continue to cook, I have a little bit of broth left that I'm gonna go ahead and add to that. So that way it can finish simmering down while we finish the rest of our stuff. So this is gonna continue to simmer and finish cooking those little turkey pieces while we're doing what we need to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just kind of mixing it in and then we'll be ready to go.
Hmm.
We have over 10 people from Trilogy joining us tonight at Birdie River, so we're excited about that.
Nice.
And Tom and Pat, thank you guys for always joining. We have Julie, there's so many of you, and thank you guys for being loyal followers of our Let's Get Cooking.
I know, we
I
got
love
some,
that.
we got great feedback for next year's episodes.
Oh, excellent.
We have the first quarter panned out, so we're gonna be doing some stuff. There was quite a bit of repeat stuff on there, some things that we've already done.
Maybe in the first couple of seasons.
Yeah, definitely. But that's okay. Again, follow it, go back and look at the shows. They're all recorded, so that we have a library already,
I know,
right?
Which is so great.
5 seasons, so it's super cool. But put your suggestions in the chat box if you want to see something. We'll try to manage how we can make that done in an hour, and that's really the goal for it. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And we'll be putting out a new schedule at the end of the year, beginning of January. So keep an eye out for
Yep,
that.
just finalizing a couple dates.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes,
Okay, I
question?
have a question.
Wendy said she didn't use a lot of liquid because she didn't want a soggy crust. And she added a bit too many vegetables, but that's her favorite part of the pie.
Oh.
Very good.
that's
See, so how versatile. Exactly. If it's more wet, right, than the pie crust. If you don't want a soggy crust, par bake the bottom of the crust first for a little bit, and then put your filling in, and then put the top on and finish baking it. So that'll be a little trick of the trade for that.
Good.
Same thing if you're making quiche. If you're making quiche, par bake the crust for a little bit first, put your egg mixture in there, and then bake it. And that'll make sure that you don't have that raw dough layer between your egg and crust.
Even pizza, I like to put the crust in for pizza.
It works,
Same-
right?
same
It
thing.
works, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now what are we making?
Now we're gonna,
Little appetizer
let's
or cocktail?
let's do the cocktail, but I wanna just get this. If you have your brie cheese, we want your brie cheese to be sitting out. Cause we need it to soften, okay, so
Okay.
let's pull that out, that's why I wanted to get that ready for that process. So brie cheese, let it sit out, the boursin, this stuff is amazing, so if you have not used this before, creamy, dreamy mashed potatoes with this stuff, delicious. So let that sit
Ooh.
out, cause we need that to
That's a
soften.
little
up as
chef
well.
special.
That is
What do you do?
amazing.
Just put that in with your mashed potatoes?
So cut this with butter.
Okay.
Instead of using all the butter you want, throw some of this in there.
Okay.
And wow, delicious. This is
Good.
high in salt, so just be cautious of that.
Right, you don't want to overdo. You want to
Add this and some of your butter and then taste and go from there. That's what I
Perfect.
recommend, because this got a good amount of sodium, so be careful with that. But it's delicious. You could take a chunk of that right on top of a steak and just let it melt onto the steak. Delicious.
Okay.
All right,
Learn something
cocktail
new every
time.
day.
Okay.
So this is a spin on what, a pumpkin martini?
It is a spin on a pumpkin martini. We have got some RumChata, Beth's secret favorite liqueur. We didn't know that until we just found this recipe. But we got some pumpkin puree. We have this pumpkin spice, RumChata. If you haven't had RumChata, I heard it's delicious. I've never tried it myself, but that's that. We have some vanilla vodka. In our recipe calls for just vanilla extract, but instead of using regular vanilla, we're gonna go ahead and use a vanilla infused vodka. So that's gonna be a whole different spin to it, right? All right. What we're gonna need is some ice. In our shaker, we're gonna need some half and half.
How many people out there
Dove into the cocktail already.
are already drinking this
You,
cocktail?
usually that's the way it goes.
And how many people are martini drinkers? I really don't drink a martini, but I know they're so popular.
They are popular,
So-
and all these different varieties.
I
of it,
know,
right?
and a pumpkin martini, I think that sounds amazing. I don't know, when I get into the holidays, I really love pumpkin spice in November.
We've tried a couple pumpkin in the past. And
We have.
not so good.
That's okay.
But this one I think will be right up your
We'll keep
alley.
it light.
So we're gonna go 1.5 parts vanilla vodka. 1.5 parts of our RumChata. We're gonna go 1 ounce, okay, half and half.
Low calorie too.
Yeah, all the sugar in the
All the
RumChata.
sugar, goodness,
And then grab a spoon for us there, Beth.
yes.
We're gonna need a tablespoon pumpkin puree.
Seems like a lot of that
A little bit of honey to sweeten that out some.
to add to the decadence. Okay, whoever's tried it so far, thumbs up, thumbs down, what do you
The
think?
yay or the nay on this one?
No one responding? It's quiet up there.
Everyone's afraid. They're all afraid. "30 shakes is the magic number, they say. or until your shaker is frosty. If you're making martinis and there's a nice ice cap right on the top, that means you did it right.
I threw the glasses in the freezer. Looks good. Here's one.
Yes, we're only making. Little magic dust.
Okay.
Give that a shot, Beth, and let us know what you
All
think.
right, cheers to everybody. Oh, that's actually really delicious. What do you guys think? Any comments? It really is very good. And it really does go right there. Amongst our.
Doing a little salt and pepper action in our pot pie filling here. And we're just gonna let that simmer down, which will be nice. All right.
Henry says a little RumChata would be good in coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure, especially this pumpkin spice kind. Smells good.
Getting all the liquor stuff out of the way. I picked it.
All right.
Leave it there.
Now. Our bowl. Brie cheese, so delicious.
It is one of my favorites. I like it warmed up, heated, and just at room temperature.
It's world of difference.
So many different things you can do with that.
So what we're gonna do is we are going to take off the wax on the outside. Just because all we need is the creamy deliciousness middle.
The wax is edible though, right?
Correct. It'll be hard for us to mix it though. Because we're gonna have to make this smooth like a spread. Nice brie bake. Delicious.
Sherry says this chicken pie filling looks like a great idea for a hot dish. Would love to try multitask recipes.
Well, you came to the right class.
So I have a question. So on the pie filling, we opened the can tonight. How long would that last if I put it in Tupperware?
The pumpkin pie filling?
Yeah,
7 to 10 days.
okay, so it could last till next week.
Refrigerated,
Refrigerated
Yes.
in a Tupperware.
of course.
Only because I don't know about you guys, if you're gonna make a pumpkin martini, you're gonna use a can.
Well,
You
you
might
have
be
to
able to
open a can to use it.
use it.
Yeah, so what else are you gonna do with it?
Yeah,
right?
especially because we're approaching Thanksgiving, you can save it, use it for your other stuff while you're making Thanksgiving, right?
These ingredients right here over butternut squash raviolis. Done. Now you have a whole sauce, a pumpkin herb pumpkin sauce cream, right?
Okay.
And then you're just gonna dish that over raviolis. Stuff.
Oh, that's another dish
Someone
idea.
said pumpkin soup or cookies.
Pumpkin cookies is a
Yeah.
good one.
That's a great one, because I hate to waste it, so I'm trying to think of what I can personally use it for now that we've opened a can.
Yeah, make a sauce out of it over raviolis. Easy.
Love that.
And kind of any ravioli really would be fine.
Right?
Yeah.
Sauce is kind of
What makes the ravioli? I mean,
Exactly.
obviously,
and it can change it.
real raviolis are real raviolis, right? They're good, but
Sherry says if you have a dog, they love it.
Pumpkin?
Pumpkin puree.
Okay.
Strong?
Lots of uses for that pumpkin puree
Mhm.
that you didn't know you could use.
Someone said a pumpkin roll.
Ooh, a pumpkin roll is a good one too. So all we're doing is just mixing these together to make a nice little spread.
What do you have in there, Chef?
This is just our brie cheese and our boursin cheese mixed together. So when you see as we work it, that brie becomes a little more spreadable, right? Okay, there's that.
Has anyone heard that Trump is proposing the 50-year mortgage? That's a November announcement. So that's caused a lot of discussion recently, and I think that's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. Because people are gonna buy because they're gonna have a more affordable payment. So we've seen that really interesting change. Also, if you look at a year ago, the interest rates have actually gone down by 1%. So they were at 7.25% a year ago and down to 6.25 or 6%. So we're seeing a lot more buyers come back into the market, especially a first-time home buyer. So even though inventory's up, it's taking longer to sell a home. Homes are still selling, but you have to be priced correctly. Just like we're all seeing out there, homes in your neighborhood are selling. And you really need, Angela and I, one of my team members and I staged a property today. And we need to start showing some of those photos of the before and after, because it really is going to make a difference as to what, if you're really gonna sell that property or not. So we'll start sharing some of that information so you guys can see what we've been doing behind the scenes, because right now, when you list your home, you have to look better than all of your competition. So keep that in mind. Give us a call if you guys are ready to list and hit our winter season, which is upon us before we know it. We have Thanksgiving, then Christmas, and then our winter visitors are coming. So let us know if we can help. And what do we have going on here?
We're just
roughing
doing a
that out.
nice little spread on here, yep.
Wonderful.
Then what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna wanna get our pie crust rolled out.
Right.
So just gonna. Yeah, we'll do our pie crust, we'll get that baking so it can finish, and then we'll finish up our appetizer here. And the meal will come together nicely.
Chef Sherry says pumpkin pancakes or custard, and she loves the idea of a sauce for butternut squash. Any ideas how to make a butternut squash ravioli versus stores?
So roast your butternut squash. I would mix some of that pumpkin puree inside and just hit it in your food processor. Yeah, and just use that as your filling would work good. Throw some of that brie cheese in there.
Oh God, that sounds amazing.
All right, so we're gonna set these aside. I want to put prosciutto back. We want to keep this cold, okay?
Always.
It's very finicky. I am, however, gonna transfer these because I need my cookie sheet.
These are also oven safe.
Nice.
So if you want to put it, are we gonna warm them?
No.
Oh, no, we're not. Okay. Now, could you warm it?
Good. If you want to, yeah. All right. Some flour.
To the back.
Yes, after 5 seasons. I've got
You
it
know
down.
it, it's still broken.
I've got it now. It's not broken, it just doesn't work properly.
It doesn't work properly. And people come over and look at it and go, what?
Alright, so this is gonna be for our pie. We're probably gonna need some.
Sherry says, I loved your ideas for multi-use ingredients since I love to shop at Costco and you know nothing there is small.
No, and the beauty of it, it's so versatile, everything, it's so versatile. You can do all sorts of stuff with it.
And that's what I think is great about the way you're teaching everyone is so that we can use a lot of ingredients and make all these different things. Especially Thanksgiving has a lot of leftovers. So it's really great to be able to utilize our leftovers here. I mean, that's just next week.
I know it already. Right?
It's crazy.
So all I'm doing is spreading it out. You can roll it if you want to. You should probably roll it a little bit so we can get it thin. But I got it pressed out pretty good. Got that rolling pin over there. Voila. Baker's trick, even though I'm not a baker. Flour on the rolling pin.
Yes. Helps you not to stick.
So this is gonna be as thick as you want it to be, right? Obviously, the thicker, the longer it's gonna have to bake. I'm gonna go about try to get about 1/4 of an inch. It's pretty good there. Then.
This looks like there's a vision in mind.
I'm thinking about the size of the
Creativity, yeah.
thinking about the size of the bowl that we're putting this in and the easiest way to go about it. You can get abstract as you want to.
I like it. And I like that you don't have to worry about the bottom of it, like a real pie crust. Being able to cook it this way and then put it together.
Yeah.
And it's faster.
This
It seems better.
into the oven with these guys. Let's go. Let's start with 6 minutes.
Wendy says no soggy bottoms.
Nice.
Oh, that's perfect.
I like that when I go to the swimming pool.
Perfect.
Yeah, that par bake and the crust makes a world of difference.
So
Doesn't
is
it?
that you can add crackers to the bottom and it helps? Crushed crackers on the bottom?
Would absorb some of the moisture in it. As far as it cooking the dough better, that I'm not sure of. Have not tried that. All right. Now we'll get back to our appetizers.
So who has photos of their cocktails? Who has photos of their cooking? Anything you want to share? We'd love to see that. Post it so that we can share it on Facebook, but definitely share with us. We'd love to hear from you guys. What's happening out there? How are you keeping up? Did you get your turkey done? What about your pie crust? How's that looking? Comments?
Do we got any other questions
Any
so
other
far?
questions?
Love all the feedback from everyone and looking for
Absolutely.
suggestions, by all means, that's what it's all about, right? Teaching that you don't have to be so intimidated by the kitchen.
Right.
Somebody sent us a picture.
Oh, we have a photo. Oh, that looks delicious.
From Tom and John.
That's
Oh,
gonna be
awesome.
our
That looks great.
appetizers. Looking good, looking good.
Working on the cocktail now. Oh my gosh, you did so good.
Let's see. Did you share in the chat? Wow.
Looks good.
Oh, that looks delicious. Awesome job. Tom and Dawn. Thumbs up. That's amazing. Great job. We really appreciate you guys sharing. That looks delicious.
So then with our fig
And how does
jam,
it taste?
delicious. Nice little spread there.
Oh, I like big jam.
Mhm.
They said delicious.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing.
So with your pumpkin pancakes and a little fig jam spread there,
Ooh,
now we just elevated breakfast.
that's decadence right there.
Black Friday brunch, go get some.
They said they're adding it to their Thanksgiving apps.
These
Oh,
ones here?
good.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this one here for the sisters group out at the Trilogy there in Rio Verde.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Someone said they're using a frozen pie crust for the top.
that you can do. That'll work just fine.
And then Sherry says, if you want to do the appetizer on Thanksgiving, how much in advance can you make it?
So the crostinis you can do as early as you want. Just keep them in a bag, airtight. If you're gonna do that, I wouldn't toast them. I would just cut them and let them sit out on and just air dry a little bit because they'll get crusty and they won't get too dry. Because you don't want to turn them into a cracker. You still want them to have a little bit of softness to it. And then you would just have to do this stuff the day of when you want to serve them.
You could do it in the morning.
Yeah, because if you do these, you can hold them in the fridge for a couple hours. I'd say any longer than 2 or 3, that bread's gonna get soft because the moisture that we put on it.
Right.
So it won't have the same effect, but it'll still be good. However, just save that for that one guest that shows up early. You know they're gonna be here and they're gonna say, do you need help with anything? You're like, I got you right here. Wash your hands. I got a task for you.
What are some other of your favorite apps, Chef?
Prosciutto wrapped asparagus, absolutely love it. Prosciutto wrapped honeydew melon, I love it. I like, again, just trying all sorts of different things. I like to imagine whatever and put it in a wonton and fry it. Something about that crispy and then the filling. So like just taking like bacon, jalapeno, cream cheese and putting that into a wonton wrapper and frying it. So think about a crab puff and a jalapeno popper
All in
mashed
one.
together. Yeah.
That's an interesting combination.
Corned beef, Swiss cheese, spicy Thousand Island. Roll that up like an egg roll. Have yourself some little Irish egg rolls. That's another one. Super cool.
Very creative.
Yeah, just doing all sorts of different
Do
stuff.
you buy wontons or how do you?
You can buy
Where do you
wonton
make-
wrappers. No, you can buy them. Don't make them.
Yeah, I was like, that seems like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. So I got some arugula here. All we're gonna do is just put a little bit down. But remember, this stuff's pretty pungent, so a little bit goes a long way.
Sherry says that everyone shows up early.
Everybody shows up early. Sounds to me, Sherry, you need to save more tasks for them.
Well, everybody does want to come and do something.
But that's the whole part
Part
of
of the family, yeah.
Absolutely, that's the piece. And some people forget about that. Right? Usually they just show up to my house and go, well, when are we eating? When the turkey's done.
Yeah.
Well, when's that? When the turkey's done, right? Sort of idea there. So we'll break out our. Yeah, while we're looking, let's take a peek at these crusts here. Looking pretty good. That was 6 minutes. My timer is right on cue. So those aren't quite ready yet, so we're gonna let those go. I'm gonna let them go for another 4 minutes. While Beth does that, we're gonna take our prosciutto.
Sherry says, you are so right. I will give someone the task to finish these appetizers, but they all come early to avoid traffic.
That's good. Just put it on a piece of paper and leave it on the counter. And then that way, when they show up, you'd be like, your task is here. We need you to wash your hands, get going. So this stuff you want to be careful with. It's very, very thin, very delicate. So if we keep it cold, it works out a little bit better. So I'm going to peel this wax paper off very carefully so I can cut this. I'm going to start with I think a third would be good. So cut it into thirds. And then however you want to do this, if you want to just set them on like such. If you want to roll it up, you can roll it up. However you want. If you want to fold it like a triangle, you can. So however floats your boat. I like the whole rustic look, so I like to just kind of plop them on there, and however they rest, they rest. So the combination of these flavors is just amazing when you get to work with them. The play on the taste buds.
Wendy says that they look amazing.
Nice and colorful for the holidays, right? But the prosciutto and the fig, and then the creaminess from
Ooh, I love it.
from the brie, and then the herbs from the boursin all come together as one. Will you poke your head at those pie crusts, please?
But
Almost.
almost, yeah, a little bit. Maybe a little bit more.
1 minute and 41 seconds.
Perfect.
That's kind of
We
what
got that timing.
You can use fresh figs with this as well. I like the spread because it has such a good flavor, and it just makes it easier to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the big thing, when you're eating appetizers, you want to remember that. What's it like when you're going to go eat it? Last thing you want is take a bite and it all just falls all over the floor, right?
Right.
Or into your hand, and then you're trying to eat your appetizer out of the palm of your hand. Finish these last two. Then we're gonna do a light squeeze of this. Who doesn't like fresh lemon? Nice and vibrant, goes so well with all these other flavors.
I like that add-on with the lemon in there. That's
It's a huge to the palate.
huge difference. Yeah.
Huge to the palate. That's our pie crusts.
Hop over the dog. We have a passenger today.
Guys. Voila.
Oh, that looks delicious.
Nice and flaky. Let those rest. What's this thing? Oh, this is looking
Yeah,
good. This is looking good. So if you're gonna go the traditional route and it's a little too wet, means it's too loose, right? Too runny, little bit of cornstarch in water and it'll tighten it right up. So mix your cornstarch and water in a bowl, make your little slurry, and just add a little bit in and stir it up. You want to continue to simmer that cornstarch once you put it in for like a good 5 minutes. So you cook out the cornstarch flavor. Once you put it in and stir it up, it kind of masks everything. So you want to cook that cornstarch out so that way you'll have a little better flavor. A lot of people put the cornstarch in like, oh, that's thick enough, and then they walk away. Then they wonder why it tastes bland.
Right.
And that's why. So only the cornstarch is on the taste buds.
Got it.
Yep. So you want to cook that off. These guys.
AR says there used to be another real estate gentleman on these events. Has he gone? Steve.
Oh, yes, he just had some dental surgery. So he will be back.
So our appetizer there.
So thank you for checking in. That looks spectacular. Wow. Are we gonna use a bowl to plate?
Yeah. Let's use it the other one. The deeper one.
This one
That'll be fun.
or this one?
I'll do the one. Yeah.
I could bring it as well. So what's this glaze?
AR says send him our healing thoughts.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
Can you also finish the appetizer with a piece of shaved parm, or does that ruin the flavor?
Oh, you can. It'll add a little bit of sharpness to it. So if you want to add that to it, you can. I like the sweetness of the balsamic glaze and that citrus tone of that fresh squeezed lemon to be that end over the palate. So that's what I was going for with this one. Because a lot of times you don't get that, right? So that sweetness and the acidity is super balanced with that cheese flavor, the pepperiness of the arugula, and then that sharpness from the prosciutto.
All right.
It's like Marie Callender's used to do it.
Think it's a little better, but okay.
Oh, for sure. This one. Because we can. If it'll go.
Oh, that's weird. Wasn't happy.
That's why you always gotta have the tool in your pocket.
AR says cream, chicken stock, veggies, and poultry. How can you go wrong?
Oh, there you have it. That's amazing. Wow. Let's get it right over for Thanksgiving.
And there's our Lazy Man turkey pot pie. A nice prosciutto and brie cheese crostini with our pumpkin spice RumChata Martini.
Lovely.
So as you see, when we've come to things in the kitchen, how do we adapt, right? We've learned so many things over tonight's episode, but not only just over this year's classes.
Absolutely.
We've learned so much and so versatile. There's so many things that we can do. I love all the feedback and we talk through it So that way it gives you guys ideas of what you get to do with the leftover stuff, right? We try to plan it out accordingly that you can utilize it, because as Beth said, the last thing we want to do is watch it go in the trash, right? So that's a big one. Thank you all so very much for joining us this year, especially the group out there in Trilogy. Pleasure to have you on every month. Continue to join us. Put your comments in the chat box and let's get those recipes out to you and all the suggestions. We want to go ahead and turn them into shows.
And this is our end to season 5.
Season 5.
So we are so excited to start season 6 next year. But meanwhile, we want all of you, if you haven't ordered your pie with us, we are delivering them at the end of this weekend. So we're excited to give everyone their pies. But have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family and a great holiday season and Christmas and whatever you celebrate. We are looking forward to seeing all of you back here next year.
In 2026.
Absolutely.
Happy holidays and be safe, everyone.
Yes, take care.